Hello and welcome to the Indoor Farmer, episode 170 tonight. You might be catching the replay. If you are, check out the show. Let me know what you think in the comments and follow the channel, all that good stuff. Come back and check it out live every Monday night, 8:30 Central Time. It is January 27th today, 2025. And we're going to play a little intro. Enjoy this music and check out this show after the intro. But we're going to be right back in about 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Give me some time to hit that like button and share it out. So we'll be right back. Let's grow.
Every corner of the city, where the wildfire's shining bright, lives a man named Waylon, with his green thumb at his mic. He's not your typical farmer, no fields, no barn, no plow. His farm's indoors, his harvest shared on the airwaves now. Waylon the indoor farmer, with his podcast every night. He's sowing seeds of knowledge, making our world a little more bright. From Sunday through to Thursday, his voice is on the line, bringing folks together, making learning so divine. On Sunday, games are rolling at 5:30 they start. The Indoor Farmers Game Night, where laughter plays a part. Monday brings his story, how he learned to farm and grow. The Indoor Farmer shares his journey, making it a show. With every episode, a chapter of his life, teaching us to live more green, reducing all our strife. Waylon the indoor farmer, with his podcast every night. He's sowing seeds of knowledge, making our world a little more bright. From Sunday through to Thursday, his voice is on the line, bringing folks together, making learning so divine. Tuesdays for the reviews of people, places, things. Waylon's got the scoop, from artisans to local wings. Wednesday, we grow Wednesday, where the mind expands, discussing food and farming with experts from the lands. He's not just growing plants, but communities as well. Through his microphone, he casts a spell. Thursday, people in the boxes, where stories intertwine, with guests from all walks sharing what they've seen. Each podcast is a seed planted in our mind. Waylon's cultivation of culture and of kind. Waylon the indoor farmer, with this podcast every night. He's sowing seeds of knowledge, making our world a little more bright. From Sunday through to Thursday, his voice is on the line, bringing folks together, making learning so divine. So if you're feeling lonely or need a touch of green, tune into Waylon's podcast, where the urban farms the sea. He's not just farming indoors, he's harvesting our thoughts. Waylon the indoor farmer, connecting all the dots. He's not just growing indoors, he's harvesting our thoughts. Waylon the indoor farmer, connecting all the dots. In a cozy corner of the city, where the wildfire's shining bright, lives a man.
And hello, everybody. What's going on, guys? It is Monday night again. The Indoor Farmer, episode 170. We're getting close to that 200 episode mark. One episode every week for 200 episodes, getting close. We'll call it 170 still. 30 episodes. That's still another, half a year or more. Well, more than half the year. But yeah, guys, it is episode 170, Monday night, January 27th, 2025. Bring it in, hit that like button, share it out with some friends. If you want to help support me and everything that I do, go sign up and subscribe at theindoorfarmer.locals.com. Speaking of the subscriptions, we did have a game night last night. Shouts out to Michelle Paris for winning in game night. It was a close game, but she pulled it out, and it was fun. So we had a lot of fun last night. Go check out that show. We played the foot race. We're gonna do that one more time next week. So come in and on Sunday nights at 5:30 Central Time. If you want to know when I do my shows, guys, I do my shows on a schedule. I keep a schedule, and I try to stick to that schedule. Different times have come up for different reasons, and each show might be a slightly different time for whatever reason. But on each day, I go at the same time every week, if that makes sense. I stick to that schedule. Sundays are a little earlier. Mondays and Tuesdays are a little bit later, and Wednesdays and Thursdays are just before 8 o'clock instead of 8:30. So I try to do that every week so that you guys can know when I'm going to be on. There's always going to be somebody there at that time. That I'm going to be around for you to come and hang out and sit in the comments, enjoy the community, but also maybe learn a little something, maybe have a chuckle or two. And that's what I'm about. I've been learning so much in the last 3 years, but it seems like it's incrementally becoming more every year. Every year I'm learning more than I learned the year before. And this year I've really come um, out of the little area I was on Facebook and kind of moved around on the internet and gotten friends or become friends with a lot of friends over here on X, where there's all these communities and there's gardening groups, and on Facebook too, gardening and growing and health and wellness, and uh, all these different categories that all for me all still fit in within the self sustainability tag or topic, I guess. And all of it matters, right? Survivability, hunting, all these things all come together, right? And so I joined these groups for different reasons. There might be a prepping group, another group that's all about canning and stuff like that, learning how to preserve stuff, and that's great, and I love it. But I also see some superstars in that field. There's a whole bunch of sort of influencer types that have to do with growing and learning and knowing health and nutrition and all this stuff. That's like a whole category now online, which I love to see, because that's when I started this journey. I thought we need more of that. We need that to be the forefront of what we think about, like, are the most important things, right? Family and nutrients, sustenance, the necessities, all these things that sometimes we take for granted. And when we find out from things like such as the natural disasters, like the fires, like the hurricanes, like all these things, and when we are left without our solid link to you know um, progress and prosperity and all the bells and whistles that come with society and having a cohesive community, those things are taken for granted until there's an emergency. And so if we just have it as kind of part of the subject, and so I know I'm maybe a little confusing, but let me just explain it like this. I do 5 shows a week, but only 2 of them are fairly centered around agriculture or growing or learning how to, be more sustainable. The other ones have connections to sustainability, connecting us as community, having a strong culture going on. Those things, having fun with each other on Sundays, game night. That's always good too. We need that camaraderie. We need that fun. And so I think they're all important in their own way. But what I also think is that I couldn't just do a gardening show every day, just nonstop, and maybe eventually I could, like, eventually I have a bigger facility or something and might make more sense. But I want it to be palpable. I want it to be something that people can digest, and not just be nonstop hitting you with like plants and whatever that you might be annoyed with the growers and with gardening, and nonstop like tips on what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing. And so the rest of the week, we do other things. I show off different companies and different small businesses on Tuesdays, and other products and stuff like that. And on Thursdays we get together and we try to gain perspective through having conversations about common topics. And sometimes it gets crazy, sometimes it's just fun, and sometimes it's neither. So we do what we can on Thursdays, but come back and check me out throughout the week. Everything that I do has a purpose, and I try to stick to it. I see that it's kind of funny that I was told by more than one person back in the day that I'm going live too late. It's too late. And I hear this sometimes from people, oh, it's past my bedtime. Yeah, but this is the time that I set up on purpose, right, guys? Not just because my son, I don't want to make my son go to bed too early, right? Every night he goes to bed 8:30, or well 7:30 to 8, depending on what show I'm doing. And that's a little early, for a lot of kids. So I hate to do that, but I also, try to go. I don't want to go live too much later than this. So I came up with this time, 8 to 8:30, and I'm trying to stick to it. Who knows? Maybe I'll change eventually, but I've been doing this for over like almost 2 years now at the same times on all the shows. So I try to stick to that. But what I'm seeing is more popularity and going live at this time, and so I'm seeing other friends, multiple sponsors, who do lives around my times. So it's crazy that we have that going on. But I tell you what, most of my shows, if not all of my shows every time, are designed to watch later on. They're designed to watch anytime. You don't have to be worried about, the watching it while we're live, I guess. What, Bean? What is this about with your trolling? You trolling me right now? I'm not trying to read the comments. I'm busy. You can go away if that's all you got. All right. I do have some pictures to pull up here. All right, let's pull them up. Actually, I got a bunch of stuff that's happening going on. I got some more equipment, or sort of equipment. We're going to show that off here in a minute. I also got a care package. Shouts out to the Professor Lee. Oh, this isn't the right bag. I think I have that bag. It must be upstairs. This is my bag of seeds. Oh, it sucks. But anyway, he sent me some stickers and, slaps, we call them in the adulthood. And then some gummies, stuff like that. These are my microgreen seeds, though. I need these handy, but I thought it was my other bag. It's okay. Still got a few seeds to deal with here. Oh, yeah. So we got my water here. We're going to do a little test. I want to show you what I got first, and then we're going to test it. What's up, Ex-America? All right. Let's say hi to Bean, Kayla. He comes in giving me just garbage. Comes in with some bullshit. Don't say hi to him. All right. Okay, pull this up. I'll tell you what, if we get to 25 people in the house, I'll do a door prize. But we're probably not gonna. What's up, Cassandra? What's up, Nathan? Got some random new people popping in. That's awesome. All right. I'm not I'll come back to the comments for a second here. Oh, I see. You said I go live early. Okay. Okay. Nick, what's up, man? Finally got you live. Adam, thanks for coming in. Wow, that's like 5 new people randomly. Jess, hello, and the X, appreciate you. All right, that's it. 5 comments. I got them all. Sandy, what's up? Justin, hello, hello. All right, for some reason I took this video like up and down instead of sideways. I don't understand why I did that, but I did. Can I make it any bigger? Let's go. There we go. So I want to show you guys what I got growing on. I actually finally visited a shop that I've been hoping to get to for a while. Um, man, I don't know why I've recorded it this way. That's all right. This is my space here, and actually, I don't know that it's a good idea to have more plants in this room with my computers and everything else. Because humidity, I need to raise the humidity in this room. I look at the miniature tomatoes. I think it's done. They're not fully red. Not quite sure what happened there, but either they died for like normal reasons, or something happened, something else is wrong. But yeah, the broccoli's still going crazy. My two little girls down there looking good. My plants in the aquaponics system are not looking great though. But we did some things that hopefully will help that out here. You're going to see that here shortly. For the table, or for the aquaponics, Colin, or for but like the light that you can see right now, or the light that's over the aquaponics system. Oh, okay. So that is the color. Gotcha. I didn't know that. Okay, that's good. Good to know. So they are done. It's time to harvest some tomatoes. All right, so here is a new product that I got. Equilibrium. I could not find this at the pet store, but I did go to a new shop that I've been meaning to go to. It's called the Fish Geek. The Fish Geek in Peoria, Illinois. I'm going to be showing off the more extensively of the whole shop tomorrow, and we're going to show you some of the stuff that they do. It's not a huge shop. I might try to add something to it. We'll find out. But yeah, so this equilibrium, it is all about maintaining the mineral balance and GH. So does anyone know what GH means? See if anyone knows in the comments. The light that's on the aquaponics. Okay, yeah, that's a T5 light with 8 bulbs, 4 foot. Or is it 4 foot or yeah, 4 foot. Does anyone know what GH stands for? Anyway, GH is general hardness. General hardness, and you have water. You have the hardness of your water and the softness of your water. But general GH is general hardness, which is something I was not really aware of. I'm going to be getting a little more accustomed to this, the I guess the terminology of the water when it comes to aquariums. So I've been using RO water for quite a while now, and it's actually not as ideal as I thought it was initially. There's a low mineral count in it, if not zero. It can have some in it still, but uh, the guy at the shop was actually telling me to use tap water. He says if you can use a chlorine filter and use the water right out of the tap, then. But then I brought up, well, what about like things like fluoride and other stuff like that's not chlorine? And he kind of, well, and so I'm like, okay, then let's go the route of trying to remineralize our RO water. Now, this does not contain, says no sodium or chloride. It also does not contain metals like iron or copper. So it's not all the minerals, but it is going to help with some. And actually, I should have taken a picture of the back of it to show. I don't know if there's more information on the back. I'll grab it here in a minute. But then I bought some driftwood, Mapani driftwood. Mapani driftwood. It's so driftwood helps to lower pH, and so I bought two big chunks of driftwood and I put them in my aquarium. Save your reptiles. Beautiful African hardwood for aquariums or terrariums. Smooth surface texture, detail, and unique mottled color. Mottled color. Adds interest and enrichment to habitats. Yeah, this is one natural way to help to regulate pH. What's that look for, Crystal? It actually floated at first. I always thought so too, Colin. Um, I don't know what I don't know if it's going to be possible to say like if I put too much in there and it lowers the pH too low, but there's a lot of fish in there as you can see, and I'm pretty sure the pH doesn't have any problems going back up. So I think hopefully this can help to regulate it just a little bit. I don't know. There you go. Two of them. Two big old chunkers. Now I have a little bit bigger aquarium. This aquarium's only 55 gallons. I the next one I have is a 65 gallon. So, 10 gallons difference. It's not a huge amount, but think about like a big old bucket full of difference. So I want to move to that. Now you can see this is kind of nasty. Like this is one thing about doing all this that you don't think about is so you've got like I don't know if that's hard water on the that's built up, and then you have these downspouts all covered. Then this metal piece that's holding up the light. I constantly have to move that back out of the way so it's not gaining water running all over it and growing moss or whatever. It's kind of a dirty system, but I need to constantly be doing something to clean it up. You can kind of see it better here. What I like, it just looks terrible, but that's because most aquariums have a cover or something. The water splashing isn't as big of a problem, but I kind of can't really cover it for multiple reasons. I get water out of it. I need to get a pump, separate pump, so I can just pump water back out. The fish were like, "This is awesome." Yeah, they were loving it, man. Maybe if you get happier fish, we can produce happier fish poop. Maybe, yeah. I think if the mineral content gets better, they'll be happier. Um, what was I going to say? Oh yeah. So the 65-gallon aquarium is bigger than this, and I would like to use them both somehow. I'm thinking of ways to use them both in a series or make a separate system for both, which that's a little bit more time consuming, material consuming. But if I use both aquariums in the same system and put them like side by side somehow, or and I just get an extra pump. I'd have to have actually I'd want to get two more pumps, one to pump water out into my other buckets and stuff like that, and another pump to go from one aquarium to the other, and then the original pump would go from that aquarium around the system into the plants and into the and then gravity feedback into the aquarium. So another problem with that is one pump might be stronger than the other, so you have to be careful and see how that goes. Can't turn them up all the way. Yeah, that's my plan, is to use both aquariums. I just don't know if I should connect them together. There's a couple reasons why it might be better to keep them separate, and that's two separate systems give you the chance to experiment differently. You can try different plants in them. You could try different lighting time and stuff like that. Or the other issue is that you could prevent like different pathogens or pests or whatever bad things that you don't like in the other system if it only happens in this system or whatever. If you can keep them separated enough. If they're right next to each other, chances are you're probably screwed. But there's such a thing as buying fish that are diseased and you can't tell. And if you introduce those fish to the rest of your I almost said flock, but like stock, um, that can actually disease the entire herd of fish. I mean, school, but yeah, I mean that's something that you got to be aware of, and it might be nicer to have, as I always say, with the internet being more multi-platform, not put all don't put all your eggs in one basket. Well, that same thing applies to growing things inside when you're like for instance, the two cannabis plants down there. Would you guys grow multiple cannabis plants in the same bucket? I don't think so. Most everybody grows in a separate bucket. Now, you might put them all in the same like garden bed outside, but if you're growing inside, you're most likely going to put them all in separate containers. And that's because you can do different things with each one. You can move them separately. You can, give them different nutrients, whatever it is. And so that's kind of the same thinking behind that. Hey, thanks, Caleb. Misty G, what's up? Sheena, hello. That hashtag WTIF. Appreciate it. Tag some friends in here if you want to get to that door prize. I'd appreciate it. No big deal. I'm not trying to just do an automatic giveaway every night, but if it is a challenge to you guys and you happen to reach that goal, then we'll do it every time. All right, so I actually am loving these flowers. Now, some of them kind of like dry out and die in different ways. So I chop that stuff off, and then I chop out the like what it looks like good, nice, fresh, clean flowers that look delicious, and they have a little sweetness to them. I ate a whole head of this broccoli bouquet of broccoli last week on the show. If you didn't see that on Monday, just sat here eating a giant head of broccoli. It's crazy though. Like it's not. It's a different kind of a taste, really. Almost sweet. It's very crazy. Oh, we got a weirdo on the Rumble. We got Rumble weirdos tonight. Yes, maybe I'm being seen a little more on the Rumble. That's cool. Thanks, Alphabet Guy 69. Okay, so last week I showed that I cut this thing off here, but then it started growing back. So we got more growing over here, of course. But then I wanted to show you that sort of after I chopped that off, you're starting to see multiple heads starting to grow. Like all of these are starting to become their own heads of broccoli, kind of like with cannabis when you can top it and make it bush out a little bit more. Oh yeah, Crystal. I'm sorry. I don't think I saw your response earlier. I'm not sure what that what that face was for. So here's a long view of the table. Unfortunately, I still have some radishes that are kind of growing, but some of these are obviously need to tear all this stuff out. I'd like to probably get rid of the broccoli altogether. I bought a big old container of some Panera broccoli and cheese soup, and I'm gonna chop a big old chunk of this out and chop it all up, put it in that soup along with some of the green onions that I have in there, maybe some basil, put it all in there together. Thinking about I bought some shiitake mushrooms. What do you guys think that would be like in some broccoli and cheese soup? Throw some shiitake mushrooms in there. I feel like it would be good. I feel like it would be all right. Oh, I didn't even really read this troll's comment on Rumble until now. He wants me to cut the gray out of my beard. So you want this big chunk out cut out, or do you want me to color it like a weirdo? Okay. He says he says I look gay with gray. Okay. Only gay men have gray hair, right? Okay, there's like a good bunch of these here. Hey, Cullen, do you think I could use one of these and grow more? I haven't looked inside. Do they have seeds? They should have seeds. Hey, Rose, how are you? Um, You know, I'm taking this off the screen. It's not doing anything. All right. Or I can make it a, let's see, I can make it a runner scroll. There we go. What's that? Aha, it's a little bit better. Still useless, but better. Oh yeah, he left already. Whoever that dude is. Looks like a pedophile, I think. All right, we got these green onions are not doing the greatest. I'm not quite sure what is going on. Now they're not very green because I had put different powders on some of these plants, like diatomaceous earth and some sulfur. And I do not want to do that again. Like it turned everything white. You can see the broccoli back there kind of turned white. Potatoes aren't so white, but they also have a lot of deadness going on here, which is normal for potatoes, but still kind of looks crazy. It's right in through the middle. You got everything dying. That's probably because there's potatoes. Oh, click too far over. Probably because there's potatoes ready to harvest. Sweet potatoes are still growing. I don't know what's happening with that. I don't know if like maybe the one potato grew more and then those others started growing more. You know, I don't know. So here's a picture of underneath the table. I took this because I could see it, the metal, the sheet of metal bowing, and it also is bowing on the other end a little bit. But for the most part, it's holding up pretty good. I mean, there's quite a bit of weight in there. You can see I put a bunch of supports underneath of it, but those, you know, may not hold forever. I could see this table putting too much in it one day. I don't know. I don't know. Try to keep her steady. But I actually somebody told me maybe to cut the legs and make it a little shorter. That may be what I end up doing, just to get more room. I don't want it to be down too low. I don't want to be bending down too much with my back. But it wouldn't be too bad. Like if I could maybe get like a little chair or something instead. But yeah, there it is. Okay, we couldn't really see through the all the hard water spots, but there's the two chunks of wood kind of finally settled down a little bit. They're not laying all the way, but they're sort of down towards the bottom. We got our ladies looking good, looking good. A little bit of dryness. I think the humidity levels are my problem. I need to get some humidity going in the house. You can see some of the tips drying. Some of these older leaves that have the white turned white from the powder, but then everything started growing after that. And yeah, that's not powdery mildew, I promise. No mildew. That's probably because of the humidity so low in here. I'm not going to get any of that. But you don't want it to be too high either. I'm thinking around like a lot of people would say 60, but even in this room with the aquaponics and everything, I probably would turn it to around 50% and then expect the water and the air from the aquaponics to also help out a little bit. Yeah, what one is this one? Rainbow, permanent rainbow, and then the bigger one over here is Jezebel. Jezebel's taken off. Jezebel looks like she's loving life a lot more. Got them in some big root soil. Shouts out to the Soil King. And that big root soil, man, it really holds the water. It holds a lot of water. What's up, Ronaldo? What kind of soil do you guys use? Comment below. Tell me what your go-to soil is. This is after the first transplant. I wouldn't use too strong of a soil when they're first planted or when they're just babies. But yeah, the big roots is doing well. I need to empty the water, I think, underneath those. Or, well, I really shouldn't get much water in there at all. I'm going to start using a sprayer instead of pouring water in like I was doing. I have another sprayer. I have two sprayers, but one of them broke, so I need to get a second one. One sprayer needs to be for things like peroxide and, you know, if you're going to spray white vinegar to clean an area or something like that. Peroxide and water I'm going to use on the plants. I haven't done that. I used some Prime Superior still. I need to pick one or the other. Pro Mix. Okay, Rose. I've heard a lot of people use that. Here's Phyllis. Phyllis has had some leaves fall off. This leaf is turning brown, but it was before. It's before the transplant. I'm hoping that this transplant gets her happy again. I didn't want to water her too soon because the big root soil, it just stays moist for a long time. But yeah, we're gonna monitor the situation. She's the only houseplant I've ever had. I'm probably doing something wrong, you know, but it's a learning experience. So here we go. Here's my compost corner, I might call it. Threw a bunch of leaves from the broccoli. The broccoli is just these enormous leaves that just you just pluck them off, and then I got to chop them up. I break them up as much as I can, and then bury them. Let the worms eat it. Bury a lot of fruits and vegetables and scraps from the kitchen as much as I can, but I don't bury anything like sauces or, pasta, bread, or meat, or even cheese. Try not to bury any of that kind of stuff, but all veggies and produce, anything organic. This arugula really, I don't know what was supposed to happen with arugula, but it just kind of vined out all over the place. I had these plants. I had broccoli, arugula, and radishes all growing in microgreen trays, and then I brought them out or transplanted them over into this table just to have something growing in it. And they grow, but they were all stressed, and light cycles changed, and they were under nourished and stuff like that for a long time. So it's interesting to see the broccoli still be usable, but it looks like the arugula and the radishes aren't. I did eat some of the leaves on those earlier on, cut off the leaves and throw them in a salad or whatever. But broccoli looks like the only thing out of the three that actually became pretty edible. But I think that's the last picture. I do want to get a quick pH check. Shouts out again to Brandy for coming over and helping me on Sunday nights, on game nights. And I know we'll have Miss Brenda back soon after the playoffs. I guess some people watch football still. Which could also be happening on Monday nights. But I know for a fact I have a couple of sponsors that that were live or still live while I'm live. So I guess I need to sponsor in return. Do like a sponsor back and forth. All right. Let's go with a little water test. I'm going to take my water into the Fish Geek probably tomorrow, hopefully, and get it tested on a lot better testing setup, or a lot better test done on it, I should say. All right, looks like alkalinity is looking good, around 80 to 120. We got zinc isn't looking good. Fluoride is empty. Sodium chloride is empty. A lot of nitrites and nitrates, of course. Mercury 0, chlorine 0. Let's see, magnesium is 0, which is not good. I should probably add some Epsom salts for the magnesium. Let's do that. Let's see, lead, 0 lead. Copper is 0. Iron is 0. Both of those are not good. Need a little bit of both. Hydrogen sulfide 0. Hardness. It's very hard water. Very hard water, even through the RO system in the filter. The pH is right about 7.3, just under 7.5. So it could be closer to 7.0. That's good though. That's good. I haven't had to use any pH down all week, and I gave it some time today since I put the driftwood in yesterday, and I put the equilibrium in there yesterday. Not that that's going to change pH, but it did seem to maintain some things, and I didn't have to add pH down, which is kind of the main thing I'm hoping not to add. pH down is not probably not safe to be adding in there with the fish, but I have been just because the pH was so high. Got a few more pods here to take apart. Yeah, that's what I got growing on. Actually, I had planned on some more things, and of course, that's probably always the plan. But I'm going to be getting my new light put up so I can transfer my two canna plants over to the flowering room. I don't know if I want to worry about walling off the room. I was going to try and really dial in the grow room and wall it off and all that stuff. But you can grow without that. As long as you have good light, good airflow. So I might just say forget it. I, I I really tried to design it several ways and couldn't come up with a good design because my basement's shape is a little bit funky. Got all the pipes everywhere and stuff like that. And so it just wasn't a good time. Maybe I'll wait until after this grow, try it again. In between grows is when I'm like, hey, I should upgrade this room. But now I have two more plants, courtesy of Red Six. Shouts out to Red Six, boots to bushes. Ooh. And so he gave me a couple of clones. Got that Jezebel, that rainbow, the permanent rainbow, and I'm gonna grow them. I'm not gonna hold them back. I don't want to hold them back. I did that before, where I I'm not, the grow room's not ready. I want to upgrade it, and then I let the plants get way too big in an area they're not supposed to be. Not enough light, not enough attention, and ended up with a problem. So this time, I think I'm going to just go ahead and put them in there, not worry about the panda film on the walls and all that stuff. Just grow some bud, get them growing. Does anybody use a scrog net? Let's hear from you guys. Does anybody scrog their grows? Medium soil, Ronaldo? What does medium soil mean? She doesn't look too good. You think the Phyllis doesn't look so good, Rose? Comanche Compost Company, Ronaldo? Okay. Okay. I like the big roots, but it does hold water like for a long time. Just to build your soil, Scroy. Come up with your own formula and all that. Start with some Pro Mix or something. I hear people say that too much perlite's a bad thing, and you've got to be careful. Some people don't use it at all. They use rocks instead. Rocks will help to mineralize or keep the soil healthy. Some of these seeds are so small that they're probably not good, but I'm going to just keep them all together, probably throw them in with some other radish seeds and grow them as a microgreen. That one fell right apart. That's the key, I think, is to let them dry out enough that they pop apart a lot easier. Yeah, that's all the pictures I had from my grow this week. But between the new grow light I have to put up for the flower room and the grow lights I'm putting up for the microgreen racks, I think that's going to be what I record for next week. Try to get the lighting up and ready for some expansion, more plants, more growing, because we all got to eat. The more different things I grow, the more confidence I get with growing in general. It's kind of like a general skill, like more confident trying a new thing, trying a new plant. And even if I find a plant where I'm like, oh, that didn't grow good at all, and then I move on to something else, it's still a lesson learned, and it's still in the memory banks. You can always come back to it, like cucumbers. Whoop, whoop. Where'd it go? I think I lost one. There was a seed in it too. I saw it. The baby. It was just a little baby. It wasn't its fault. All right. There we go. Yeah, so let's jam out a little bit. Pretty early show tonight. I think I might have a little dab here shortly. Doubt we're going to get to the door prize, but I'm going to run that, keep that runner going. I also do have the number post up for anybody that hasn't gotten in on that. Subscribers can go and comment on the post and hit the like button, and you get in on 3 different spins throughout the week. Nectar of the Gods. Okay, what's up, DC? Hey, thanks, man. Um, yeah, I've used some Nectar of the Gods. It was pretty good, but they got so many different bottles. I'm going to try to do this. I haven't done it yet, actually, but I think I'm going to try and flower a plant, from veg to flower and all the way till to harvest with just the water from my fish tank. And I'm going to add things in the fish tank, remineralizing, add more iron or more copper or magnesium, all those things, as I want to keep the fish water in the fish tank levels good for those anyway. But if I add all that stuff in there, then it should actually make some really good water for cannabis plants. It might not be everything that it needs, and that will be part of the experiment. Let's see, maybe put a side by side plant, two of the same thing, do a little experiment. Water one with just the water from the fish tank, the other one can get some nutrients. Definitely would like to do some more experimenting. I want my water, all the levels in the water of things that I want. I want that to be dialed in, and then I can feel more confident adding more plants in the system. Right now, I kind of just grow random things, not so much volume, but if I can get a good solid feel for the ups and downs of the water, no pun intended, then we'll be cooking with motor oil. I gotta create a little. I'm gonna create a little, like, riverbed kind of eventually, where the water runs across the rocks, and then you know mineralize itself that way. Almost like the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the chocolate river. You know what I mean? Chocolate river, where it gets churned by the waterfall. That's what I want to happen in my aquaponics system. Some musty Michigan F1 Ronaldo. Okay, that sounds terrible, but I'm sure it's delicious. Some PHI weed, Raymond. Okay, PHI. Never heard of that one. PHI, purple Hindu. I don't know. Can't figure it out. Purple Hindu eye. Purple igloo. Purple igloo. Hey, maybe I'll just zoom this out so you can maybe see a little bit of what I'm doing. Come on. Oop. There we go. Let's jam out a little bit. Good night, Rose. I appreciate you for stopping by. I'm going to play some music.
Yo, I'm Waylon, the farmer, but not from the fields.
I do appreciate you guys, the ones that come through. I do. I see you guys. I see you. Shouts out to X. I made a big jump up today. It's 9:09. X is looking good. Meeting some more health-oriented farming and growing friends over there. Facebook may not let me be seen, but I do feel like I'm gaining some momentum over there.
Learning together, the buzz, it's happened. Weed in the air, knowledge to gain.
All right, man, still so many pods left. It's crazy. Yeah, this is not fun by hand. I think I need a sifter or something for the next seeds that I harvest. I'd like to get a food processor as well. It's going to be on my list. Freeze dryer, maybe. I mean, freeze dryers are pretty good for a lot of things, but I don't think they're going to be good for what I need. I need something that can break up the food scraps, break it all up, chew it up, make it tiny little bits for the worms to just love and enjoy. Some foods are a lot harder for them to break up and eat than others. If you can break it up for them, it allows them to eat things a lot faster. You would think, well, they'll eat as fast as they can eat, but if the stuff is more easily edible or easily digestible or whatever, then it's going to go faster, right? That's cool, Sheena. I appreciate you hanging out, listening, hanging out, maxing, relaxing, and cooling on something. All right, we got 26 likes on the Facebook. We're probably not getting there tonight, but I'll keep that runner. It's a lot better than having a banner up all the time. I like that. Make sure you get in on that number post, though. I'll be doing a spin tomorrow. All right, what should we play here? This one.
In the heart of the city, in a patch of green, I plant my seeds. It's not just a dream. A tomato here, a basil there. I'm learning to grow. I'm learning to care. Self-reliant, to stand on my own. With every sprout, my confidence grows. A step at a time towards a life more free. Growing my food, that's how it should be. Why trust our meals to just a few hands?
I'm gonna have to get rid of my pepper plants soon and start maybe grow a new plant. I like the peppers. They're not hot peppers though. I might want to grow hot peppers one day. Some jalapenos or something. Pretty cool to have some giant jalapenos come out of your own garden. We should be. All right, let's heat up the old dab and dragon. We got enough pods left to go. Don't forget, we got indoor farmer magnets. If anybody wants one, I haven't decided. I think $15 plus shipping. I paid $10 a piece. So let me make a $5, and then and that's that. You can also save up 4 indoor farmer coupons and just trade them in for that. Or an indoor farmer hat if anybody wants one. Harvest to sunset. I just dropped one that I had a seed in it. Oh, there it is. Hey, thanks to whoever just hit that. Appreciate it.
We're all in this together under the same sky, learning to live, to question, to try. Every person
Well, I question a lot of things.
Independence and community, that's how it goes. From compost to harvest, the cycle of life. In this journey, there's no strife. Small steps, big dreams, we're all part of the plan to feed ourselves to
Vitamin C, DC, okay. Jalapenos are good for vitamin C. You know, I'm a sucker for peppercini peppers. Everybody like peppercini peppers? Oh, so good. Mouth is tingling just thinking about them. I'm not huge on like just spicy for spicy sake, but there's a few things that I like that are spicy. A little bit of buffalo sauce. A little bit of jalapenos here and there. Pepperoncini peppers. Pepperoncini. All right, that's too small. This one might not be. No, it's still too small. Okay. Let's go with. You're a habanero guy, DC? I've never tried a habanero, and I gotta say, I'm not interested in trying one. Kayla, pepperoncinis are my favorite. Oh, yes, they're so good. I like the mild ones, though. They do have some that are labeled hot as well. I got some hot peppers the other day, and they're still in my, that was like a month or two ago. And they're still in my fridge, and I don't think they're ever going to get eaten. For some reason, I just thought of the. Have you guys seen the lemon slice challenge where people like take a slow motion video of their dogs when they throw them a slice of lemon? I thought, what if you threw your dog a hot pepper? Probably be very not good for them, so I would not recommend it. But it just made me think of that same thing, a slow motion video. The dog just jalapeno, just full on. You're growing them in this coming season. Okay, tell me how that goes, Kayla, because I'd love to see some pepperoncini plants. I don't even know what it looks like. I don't know what the liquid is that they pickle them in, but I put some regular sweet peppers in the jar after I ate the pepperoni peppers, and I'm just trying to see if it's gonna like give them the flavor, you know, sweet peppers with the pepperoni zing to it. See what happens. Oh yeah, my Dabbing Dragon is nice and hot, piping hot. Yeah, I don't see anybody else in the growing community of like health and growing, not cannabis community. The cannabis community is the crossover of making plants cool, you know, and I mean that in the colloquial sense where everybody wants to do and be part of things that are cool in the culture. And you may not say the word cool, but you guys know what I mean, like the things that are popular, right? And if we can popularize everybody growing a little bit of their own, everybody maybe knowing a farmer, maybe helping a farmer out instead of growing their own, you know, just being involved in the thing that we all have to do, which is sustenance. So I personally think my little hybrid of a show here is the only one of its kind out there pushing stuff from both sides, like showing the cannabis community there's more to plants than just cannabis, and showing the plants community that they can be cool too, and that maybe they don't need to alienate the cannabis influencers and such. So I think there's a way to come together there and promote mankind instead of separating everything. Okay, let's see. What should we do here? I don't have all my songs loaded in here, unfortunately, which sucks because I have to pick some of the same ones over and over. How about this one? Right, Joe. You don't maybe you don't want to be a local farmer, but maybe you can help support local farmers. Support somebody that you know that maybe could need extra hand, or maybe support them by buying their products. Definitely be in a better place as a society. National Hebrew dogs. Holy cow. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, we'd be a little bit better off. I do see some popular podcasts that will bring it up every now and then. Talk about being more sustainable, maybe have a guest on. I'm like, yeah, we need that, but we need that all the time, not just once in a while when Joe Rogan has a farmer on or something. I did find a little group of more growers and farmers and stuff on Facebook today, or not Facebook, but on X. And I'm hoping to get some of them on the show. And anybody else that wants to come up and be a guest sometime, promote what you got to promote and talk about growing, and definitely open for more guests. Oh. Beans are bouncing all over. Okay, I think that's about it. My little carcass is here. We'll go put it back in the grow table for the worms. Well, we're free. In the knowledge that we've learned so well, living off the land we've grown with nature's rhythm. That's right, Joe. Win-win. Not only is it safer and better products, but you just know who's handled them. You go back to that person and say, "Hey, what happened with this? Is there some wrong? Oh, let me take that back from you. There's maybe a problem with it. That's not good." You directly deal with the person who's touched and grown and anyway. Let me zoom back in a little bit. I'll stop that. I'm going to do that. And let's also hold it still. Okay. And we'll do this. Cool. Yeah, what we got? About an hour? Cool. Awesome. Monday. Let's get the week under our belts. I don't know what that means, but sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Let's have a little dab and then get going. I definitely want... It's been like hibernation season, right? It's been really cold and it's starting to get a little nicer. I'm starting to feel a little more motivation. I try to let myself if I feel like I need to back off from pushing new projects or whatever, I do. And that might slow me down overall on my goals, but I also don't want to get burned out. I also don't want to do things that um, are gonna stress me out. And guys, I've had these shoulder problems. I went to see the old torture specialist today. Oh man, she takes this like a plastic credit card thing and just kind of like rakes it over my muscles, rakes it all up and down. My she did my tricep today, and oh my god, woo! Then tomorrow I get to work out at the physical therapist. So I am being kicked into gear a little bit, but I'm worried about my shoulders. So if you're getting old out there, think about your health a little bit more. That's all I can say. All right, let's have a dab and turn the old tunes back on. Cheers, cheers. Let's do Cullen. Are you still in here? If Cullen's in here, we'll play a little Cullen. You know, we got MJ in the house. We'll do MJ. MJ's Baked Goods. The hip hop version.
In the heart of the city, where the green
All right, cheers, everybody.
a lady named MJ with a glow, you'll know. With her initials so clever, she's the queen of the bake. MJ's Baked Goods, oh, what a treat to take. Oh, MJ, with your cookies so sweet, you've got the magic touch from your head to your feet. In your kitchen, you're the ruler of the dough. With every bite we're lifted, and we love you so. She runs a group on Facebook where
What was that? That was some rainbow limes.
Cookies, cakes, and a pie that's on
Tasty. That's supposed to be this way. There we go.
Brownies to biscotti in every delicious way. Oh, MJ, with your pastry so prime, you sponsor the fun. Game night every time. With Waylon hosting, the laughter's free at the indoor farmer game.
Do a little apple fritters. Apple fritter.
Sunday evening, the community gathers round for games and giggles with MJ's treats profound.
Cheers.
She's the life of the party, she's the heart of the bake. MJ's Baked Goods, oh, could we ever say no? Her podcast, it's the talk of the town, you see, with prizes and laughs, it's the place to be. MJ's name, it echoes far and wide for her love of the plant and her baking pride. Oh, MJ, you're more than just a name, you're an icon, a legend in this cannabis game. So here's to MJ, let's raise a cheer.
All right.
The fabulous woman who we all hold dear. So if you're looking for joy or a treat to your peace, come find MJ where the cannabis pleases. At MJ's Baked Goods, where love is baked in. With MJ, the fun never has to end.
Shouts out to Rumble. 7 Rumblers watching right now.
In the heart of the city, where the green leaves grow, lives a lady named MJ with a glow, you'll know. With
Oh, hey,
her
that's
initials
awesome.
So clever, she's the queen of the bake. MJ's Baked Goods, how what a treat to take. Oh, MJ, with your cookies so
Using some Maccabees Light Market basil right there.
got the magic touch from your head to your feet. In your kitchen, you're the ruler of the dough. Every bite we're lifted, and we love you so. Oh, with MJ's Baked Goods, where love is baked in. With MJ, the fun never has to end.
Well, that's it for me, guys. Have a good night. Remember, everybody's got to eat.
Yeah, this is for my green thumbs in the game. Wailing the indoor farmer, check my name. Sustainability, we about to reclaim. This is how we do it, keep it in the frame. I'm Waylon the farmer, the indoor king. Living off the grid, what the city can't bring. Got my hydro setup, my LED lights. Growing all my greens, all through the night. Self-sustain, that's the mission. Growing my own, I'm not missing. Indoor farming, the hustle's real. Waylon's here, and